I've had my Sur-Ron X Black Edition for over a year now, and this is somewhat the pecking order of my bikes from the most awesome to the least awesome, but my YZ450FX Supermoto should actually be in the #1 spot because it is the most fun and awesome motorcycle that I've had in over 10 years on YouTube, and it ain't even close. But my MT-07 is #2 out of all the 12 bikes that I've owned in over 10 years on YouTube. But you see where the Sur-Ron X Black Edition is sitting in last place, and before it is a cheap Amazon hay bike that actually ride more than the Sur-Ron X. But I'm fixing to do a 1-year long-term review on the Sur-Ron X Black Edition, and you're gonna be surprised. Stay tuned.
Let's go for a ride. Subscribe today.
Whatever bike you ride, make sure you're wearing the gear to stay safe out there. And I have some links to some awesome gear if you want to get it, like this armored hoodie, which is awesome. My super lightweight carbon fiber helmet that comes with an automatic tint shield, my motovlog camera, shorty gloves, airbag vest to help keep you safe. I have links to all my gear in the description and comment section of this video.
I bought my Sur-Ron X Black Edition for $4,200 brand new and had it delivered to my former Georgia country property. It was pretty easy to put together, but once I put it together, I'm like, man, did I waste $4,200 on this mountain bike looking thing? Compared to my YZ, man, looked like a toy. And then I cranked the throttle and it was torquey as heck. And I'm like, man, this little bike is fun. So then I take it on my 20-acre property on the trails, and man, I'm zipping through the trails. It's confidence inspiring, fun, torquey, man, lightweight. I'm like, dude, I had more fun on this than any dirt bike I've had on the trails. Then I take it on the country roads, and I'm zipping it on there. It only does a top speed of 47 miles an hour, but man, it feels a whole lot faster because it's so lightweight and thin, and doesn't have any sound. You're zipping through the wind. And then I took it on the back dirt roads through deep creeks, and it went through it like a boss. Fast forward 4 months later, I take it to my city home out here in Cleveland, Ohio, and I take it on the city streets to see what I could get away with, see how stealth I can be, see what I can do with it. Then I take it on bike paths that are meant only for bicycles and see if I can get away with that. Then on the city sidewalks. Then I took it on a mountain bike trail meant for mountain bikes only that's 3 miles long.
Oh man, this thing is awesome. This is so sick.
And then I take it to the most fun place to ride, my local Metro Park single track mountain bike trail. And I tell you, that's where this bike really shines. It is so fun riding this on the single track trail. Now, I can't ride my YZ on this trail because it's only for bicycles. But because this bike looks like an e-bike, you can ride on it. That's why I said that's what makes this bike so awesome, is that it's very versatile. And look at this, riding on the catwalks. They have bridges. They've got twists and turns through the woods. You ride over creeks. Oh my gosh, it is so fun and beautiful back here. It's absolutely amazing. But I will tell you, the suspension absolutely sucks on this Sur-Ron X. It's very budget. It's pogo-like. So, you know, it's not the best ride. It's passable. I mean, you can ride on it, but I'm telling you, you're going to want to upgrade the suspension, and you're going to want to upgrade a lot of components on this bike because there's a lot of cheap budget components on this bike that's junk. Honestly, this bike should be priced a lot less than $4,000. You can end up spending $5,000 to $7,000 on this bike, you know, upgrading components, upgrade the battery and controller to make it faster and everything. Next thing you know, you done spent $11,000, $12,000, and you could have got a sick real motorcycle like my YZ450FX, even cheaper than that, man. I only paid $9,000 for my YZ, and my MT-07 I only paid $9,000 for. So be paying $10,000, $11,000 after upgrading all the components on the Sur-Ron X is insane. Fast forward to now, February 2023, and what do I think about the Sur-Ron X Black Edition? Honestly, guys, if I had to do it over again, honestly, I probably wouldn't have laid out $4,200 for this bike, even though I think the beauty in it is that you don't have to get insurance, registration. You don't even have to have a license of any kind. Anybody of any age can have fun on this. This is actually better than a dual sport in the sense that you can actually ride this on bike paths, mountain bike trails, the motocross track, the street, everything. You can ride this anywhere. That's what I still love about this bike. And also the beauty about it is you can charge the battery via solar. I use my solar generator to charge my battery for free. But the reason why it's last place in the pecking order on my bikes here is because this gets the least ridden, because I don't ride this on the streets that often, and I don't always feel like going down to the mountain bike trail. So it's like a specialty bike is what it's turned into. Now, I sold my Georgia country property last year, and I had trails on all those acres, and I had a big track around the property, and I did time trials every morning when I woke up, and I love that. I miss that, man. And that's why this bike was more awesome to me back when I had my country property. Honestly, I ride my Hay Bike e-bike, folding e-bike, more than I do the Suron X. That's why it's higher up on the pecking order. And I tell you, even though this thing only does like 25 miles an hour, man, this thing is fun because you get some exercise with it, because you can pedal with it with this assisted pedal, or you could do full-on throttle. But I don't know what it is. This is the slowest bike I ever had that I had so much fun on, man. It's not as fun as a Suron X. Don't get me wrong, man. This thing is torquey and it annihilates this, you know, but it's something about this bike. I just love riding this thing. It's so enjoyable and awesome, and it's way cheaper. It's like just a little over $1,000. I have a link to it in the description and comment section of this video. But honestly, another knock about this, which I mentioned when I first got this bike, there's a lot of budget components on this bike. It's got cheap fender. Look at this. Every time I tighten it, loosens up. I'm going to have to Loctite it. The rear fender, when I looped that wheelie, it broke off. And I couldn't, they're always out of stock on the replacement. I know they have aftermarket ones. Those are out of stock half the time. The suspension is budget. It's like Pogo-like. It's adequate, honestly, but you can get by with it. But honestly, you're going to want to upgrade the suspension. It has a lot of budget components, man. You want to put fatter tires. I've seen the fatter tire, like dirt bike upgrade wheels to put on there will make it a whole lot better. Look at my Hay Bike e-bike has fatter tires than my Suron X. That's pretty sad, man. You can end up putting about $5,000 to $6,000 in this bike, especially if you want to upgrade the battery to the bigger battery and the controller so it'll do 80 miles an hour, which I wanted to do, because that way you can keep up with cars a lot better than you can, you know, in the stock form. But you spend $5,000, $6,000 after you pay $4,000. That's $10,000, $11,000 all said and done. Then you're in the MT-07 or the YZ450FS Supermoto category. I can't see myself spending that type of money on this bike, man. But overall, I have to say that it's still, I like this bike. I still like it, but honestly, if I can get my $4,300 back, I probably would. Because like I said, I just don't ride it that much to justify spending that type of bread on this bike. But we'll see coming up. I'm going to be taking this in my Bug Out Moto van instead of my YZ, because honestly, this one, it doesn't stink up my van. Like this one, I have to encase it in a motorcycle cycle sack that I have, and it's a pain in the butt to do that in that van with the shorter roof height. So it'll be nice to take this, and we'll see how it is on a trip I do this coming spring here when I travel across the country, and we'll really get to see what this bike's about. And I'm going to see if I can charge it with my solar system in my van. By the way, if you haven't seen a full review tour of my Bug Out Moto van, I'll include a link in the top right corner of this video. But anyways, guys, leave a comment below if you own the Suron X. Let me know how you like it, if you agree with what I'm saying or not, or tell me what upgrades you think I should do to make it better. Tell me, what you do with your Suron X and why you love it. So leave a comment below. And for those of you guys that don't have the Suron X, would you buy one after looking at this video? But anyways, guys, if you want to see the full build series I did on the MT-07 and my YZ450FX Custom Supermoto, I'll include the links in the top right corner. So make sure you hit thumbs up. Really helps my channel when you do. Hit the subscribe button and make sure to hit that little bell symbol so you get notified when my new videos release. But I release new videos religiously every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check out my playlist for new riders and popular videos. Don't forget to comment and subscribe and check out my other channel, Bug Out Moto, where I customize a van for my motorcycle so I can live in my van with my motorcycle and travel across the country anywhere. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Bug Out Moto.